None of us are born with that characteristic. As we are born with hunger, thirst, but we are not born with attachment. But the attachment is developed on the very first moment after arrival in this world. Attachment has no existence of its own. It is a byproduct. It's a byproduct of ego gratification, ego satisfaction. Wherever your ego is stroked, complimented, supplemented, you will develop attachment there. If you are not careful, just like a newborn baby has been pushed into a completely unfamiliar environment from the comfort of the womb, where it is just floating in a very nurturing fluid, embryonic fluid. Its body does not even worry about the gravity. That's the job of the mother. The child is just floating. There are no forces on the body of the child that it has to deal directly. So now suddenly, without warning, without any of his fault, he is pushed out. And after a while, the child can figure out why it is happening. If you take the book by Stan Groff, who's a medical doctor and have done research on the birthing process, they have actually measured the pressure on every cell of the child's body. He's looking at from child's point of view. Everybody looks at from the mother's point of view. Labor pain. That's all we know. But we never think what's happening to the child. It has been suddenly pushed out. Do you know where the phrase light at the end of tunnel came from? When the cervix open and the child sees the first light, that is the light at the end of the tunnel. He is passing through the tunnel. He doesn't know, he doesn't want to go into the tunnel. He couldn't care less. But something from within is pushing. What the medical science says. These are the contractions. So when that contraction first starts, the child has no idea, being pushed from the outside and there is no way to go. And suddenly the cervix starts dilating a little bit and he sees the light. Now he comes out, eventually going through, his body being squeezed. Other than the head bone, every part of the child's body is squeezed, including the throat. And he does choke for a moment. If the doctor, the nurse, the caregiver is not careful enough. Because as the head is coming out, the head needs to be rotated from bottom looking to the top looking. And that's the job of the doctor or the nurse. Because if he does not slowly rotate it, remove the umbilical cord and push the umbilical cord back and slide the child out, the child can die just out of suffocation because he doesn't know how to take the breath yet. Because breathing remains as long as the cord is tied. The moment the cord is cut, the breathing stops. And any more than 3 seconds of delay, the child's brain will be damaged. That's why it is immediately necessary to clean the mouth, the nose, and hold it upside down and tap. So now the child comes out in the world and has no idea how I'm going to survive. And the doctor or the nurse, the first thing they do is clean up the child, wrap it in a towel, and place it on the chest of the mother. And he suddenly realizes, this is my survival. That is the first moment of development of attachment. The ego now, that I knows now, I am protected. Then his first cry, and the mother doesn't let the child cry. She immediately feeds the milk to the child. The attachment is further confirmed. Not I am being held tenderly, I'm also being fed. And it is not only the ego gratification of the child, it is also the ego gratification of the mother. If the mother did not get any satisfaction out of feeding the baby, mother would not do it for too long. That's what is happening to the modern mother. Instead of seeking that gratification, she is thinking of her figure. Am I going to lose my desirability by feeding my child? The modern business immediately came to the help of the mother and said, here is a formula, here is a nipple. Warm the milk a little bit or the formula a little bit, put the nipple on it, and the child will not know the difference. Even uneducated women from villages are now conscientious of this, that mother-child bond. That is first connection, first gratification is between the child and the mother because of the touch, the soft touch of the skin from both sides and the feeding from both sides. So when, as the child grows up, how does he form the attachments with others now? He cherry picks out of all the transactions that he does with the world, all the relations that he develops in the world. His first question to himself is, what I'm getting out of it? Anybody who will bruise his ego, he'll go away from it. Anybody who strokes his ego in any which way, just by verbal praise. Anybody who tells me I am handsome, even though I know there is no such thing, I can look in the mirror and see my ugly face. But because someone said I am handsome, I immediately become his friend. Why? He's telling a lie. No, but he's stroking my ego. I need that kind of a friend. So whenever I want to feel good, I pick up my phone and I call him, what are you doing? Nothing, okay, then I'm coming to see you. Attachment is formed. The moment that relationship turns into something other than stroking the ego, relationship will drop. It will only stay as long as it is serving the purpose of ego gratification, because attachment is a byproduct. You can call it a son of the ego. You can call it a wife of the ego. But nevertheless, it has no other existence. Attachment cannot exist by itself. It has a relationship with the other. One of the reasons that people go for meditation to the forests or to the hills is to work on the attachment. Right? No bird is going to come and sing to you that you are very smart. You cannot tell the hills and the stones, I am very rich. There will be no reciprocation. Hence the attachment will not be formed. But look at the beauty of this. Now you will form the attachment with the cave in which you are sitting. Isn't it? This is my cave. This is my house. I have seen women crying when they are vacating a house. Oh, this was my wall. I put a little nail and I hung this particular picture over here. Now I have to leave this wall. Because every time I come to the house and I look at that nail. What is this? Why is that? Because this house provides me the shelter. It is serving a purpose. And I form an attachment. Without realizing that whether I get attached with the house or not, the house job is to cover no matter who walks in. House doesn't know anything else to do. You walk in, somebody else walk in. The ceiling is going to say, fine, when it rains, I'll protect you. It doesn't know anything else. But the person who is attached, no, this is my ceiling. I painted it with my own hand. And now, the very thing that you appreciated in your life, which is the house and the wall, becomes the source of pain when you have to leave it. This law applies in all relationships. The child who has stayed with you the first 16, 70 years of his or her life, you want that child to be educated higher, further, send him to the university, and the child is packing his bag and the mother is crying. You are crying on something that is actually good. It is your desire, it is your need, it is your want. It was your dream of life that you wanted your child to become so and so. A doctor, an engineer, a philosopher, it doesn't know. He's going to go out and study to become that. Should you be celebrating it or should we be crying, oh, he's going to leave me? So why the tears? Attachment. While he or she was present in the home, was serving to sport and stroke my ego. Every time I went with him or her outside, everybody said, you have a beautiful daughter, a very handsome son. Yeah, he's my son. Most of his features are like me. Thank God he's not like his father. What's happening? Ego stroking. Now that opportunity will be gone for a few months. You'll come back in summer, you'll come back in Christmas, you'll come back in. But no, I have to cry. I remember when my son went to Philadelphia to study dentistry. And I kept on chastising, you are going to not make the boy sad, so control yourself. So we'll go to the airport, and the moment the announcer comes, the flight to Philadelphia is ready for boarding, she'll start. Eventually he got tired and told me, Dad, don't bring the mother to the airport. If she wants to cry, leaving her at home, and she can sit alone and cry as much as she wants. But she's not crying for him. It is a false understanding. Mother's hurt is because of the attachment. She's crying for herself. She's not crying for the child. Oh, I love you so much. Bananas love me so much. If you love me so much, you should be patting me on my back and say, son, I'm waiting to hear the good news from you when you go to your first semester, second semester, third semester, etc. Go knock them down. No. Why isn't crying necessary when somebody dies? Think about it. Are we crying for the dead? What good is it to him? If we sit in the church with our tissues and napkins and look who's dying over there. What is the tears about? Oh, he used to do this and he used to do that. Isn't that what we talk about? Now who will do this? For me. All the tears are of the self-hurting. It has nothing to do with the other. They all are literally crocodile tears. It's a harsh statement, but it's a reality. We never cry for anybody else. If that was the case, how many people die daily, hurt daily, fall sick daily? We don't cry. We just read it in the newspaper or just watch the news on the television or in the radio or whatever. Ah, the poor thing. But there are no tears. But the tears become mandatory the moment it happens to something we are relating to. So when something happens we are relating to, it is the hurt to the ego, to the self. And it is out of that pain the tears come out. To have a sympathy for somebody is a different thing. To have a compassion for somebody is a different thing. But to have an attachment with somebody is totally different. That's what the mystic tells you. He is in love with everybody. See the difference? He's not attached to anybody. And why is he in love with everybody? Because he is not looking at the body. He is looking at something which is hidden inside the body. And because that is the same thing in everyone, he can love everyone. But if he saw this is an Iranian and this is an Afghani and this is an Indian, he could not love everybody. Anybody whose eyes stop at the surface, at the skin level, cannot love anybody. That's why you see in the world today, I am in love with somebody today and tomorrow I become a husband and wife and day after we are divorcing. Why? We really didn't love. We were attached. The skin level attachment existed. And the moment the consciousness, no, I'm stuck for life. Look at our customers. Customs are bachelor's night. Isn't it? Why is this custom? Where did it develop? A boy and a girl love each other, they are going to marry with each other, and the friends are telling the would-be groom, let's go to Vegas and have a last fling. Same thing is being told to the girl. You mean getting married is actually punishment? So that I can have the last freedom breath? How can the marriage last? We told both of them a day before, a week before, that you are getting into trouble. And the boy and the girl doesn't see it that way. Why? The attachment still exists. Then within a week, a month, a year after that, get away from it. I cannot stand you. What happened? Whereas the attachment was earlier providing the gratification to the ego, now it has brought its baggage with it. Just as when the doctor prescribes you a remedy for your disease, he also tells you these are the side effects. The side effects of saying I do are not in the conscious mind because the attachment. And then suddenly those side effects start appearing. Why are you mad with him? He's very unclean. He throws his socks wherever, his pants everywhere, and shirt everywhere, and I am busy all day picking after him. But did you not know before you married? Yeah, but I thought after marriage he will change. The expectations of the attachment. The man says, woman will never change. She will stay as young and as pretty and as everything. And woman says, I hope he changes. He wants her to stay the same. And she keeps questioning, you don't compliment me anymore. So what can I do? How many lies I'm going to tell you? You are not the same. Particularly after the child was born, you have completely let yourself go. Oh, you never loved me, you liar. No, I did. But the image with which I got attached, that image changed. Frame remains the same, but the picture is not the same anymore. So attachment creates all kinds of confusions, pain, frustrations. Is there a solution to this? Of course there is. Watch your own ego. Don't go for ego gratification. In any relationship, business partnership, friends, relatives, blood relations, even with a master and a disciple, the relationship should not be of attachment. The comment that Mahmood made earlier. Meeting somebody brings the humanity down to the skin level. You have to learn to go beyond the skin. Somebody wrote a beautiful couplet. And the couplet says, Paas hua, dur hua, dur hua. Dur hua, paas hua, paas hua. Look at the play with the words. Dur means further away. Paas means close by. So now listen, because those are only two words in the whole thing. Dur hua, if somebody is away. Paas hua, paas hua. If he is in your memory and close to your heart, he is with you. On the other hand, Paas hua, someone may be sitting right next to you. Dur hua, but from the heart, He's gone. Then even while he is sitting close by, dur hua. Then he is away, she is away. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting together. Because the issue is not of the skin and ego gratification. The issue is of meeting at the core with compassion without attachment. And we are capable of doing that at every step of our life. The moment the tears come to your eyes thinking of someone, immediately close your eyes and see. The thought came because my memory is still alive. If the memory is alive, then you are with the person. Forget about the skin, because skin is attachment. Because if the person was not with you, how would you remember about him? And now suddenly thinking about the person, you start crying. Why? Because he is not here. Then you don't understand the meaning of being here. You are only understanding the meaning of the skin touching another skin. You do not understand what is the price of being attached. But in the modern world, we have neither learned about it, nor discussed about it, nor practiced it ourselves. We would know only one type of relationship where there is ego gratification. I am your friend. I am your lover. I am your mother. I am your father. The moment the body